Influential leadership is all about change. Let's face it, if we're not changing, chances are we're not alive. Resistance to change is, in fact, normal and very natural, and more so for some than others. You see, the minute our brain realizes we are moving from out of our norm, it automatically sets off the famous fright, flight, freeze response to some extent. Influential leaders teach themselves to prepare for that. First, by understanding that change, particularly in today's world, is continuous, fast, and disruptive. In other words, we must become accustomed to the disruptiveness of change in our workplace. To do that, we must create a mindset that will embrace continuous change and learn to thrive in it. You must understand that it is what it is. Then, you must understand the dissatisfaction or problem that's driving that change. As a human, one of our basic needs is to make sense of our environment. And finally, you must embrace the change. Say to yourself, I can do this. Let's get her done. Only then will your resistance decrease enough to allow you to move on in a healthy manner. This process necessitates you to know your values, who you are, what drives you. This process necessitates that you have an inner strength that will move you through the process with a positive and energized mindset, rather than a mindset of frustration and resentment. There is no doubt that being involved in the planning process of a change event and having a deep understanding of the need for the change provides us with huge leverage for overcoming change resistance. Unfortunately, the more complex an organizational system is, the more difficult it is to involve all change event participants. In today's knowledge-based organizations, and particularly public services organizations, are some of the most complex organizational systems that exist on the planet. In many complex organizations, change planning processes can take as long as 12 months or more, even years. And in public service organizations, many change planning processes occur at a ministry level or some other top level of government, far removed from the front lines. It is inevitable, actually, that you will at some point in your career find yourself faced with the necessity to make a change that you don't agree with, for whatever the reason. And the reasons are unlimited. One reason might be that it just doesn't make sense to you. Another reason might be that you fear the change will put delivery of a quality product at risk. Another reason might be that you fear the change will place even more responsibility on your shoulders. No matter what the reason is that you disagree with the change, it is legitimate, important, and very normal. When faced with unwanted change, the only thing that really matters is how you will respond to the change event. Again, it's the R in the equation that is so very, very important. How you choose to respond will affect how well you can perform your job. How you choose to respond will affect how easily you are able to create and maintain relationships at work. And how you choose to respond will affect your overall personal wellness, your physical health, and your mind health. Your aptitude for the skill of positive presence, your ability for a positive and energized mindset, determines the quality of your response. Your response, no matter what it is, must be such that you are able to maintain positive emotional energy. Your response must be such that you are able to maintain your strength, your health, your resilience, and most importantly, a positive, healthy attitude. A positive R, a positive response to the event, to the E, doesn't mean you agree with the change, but it does mean that you will be a happier, healthier, and more productive person. In reality, it is the intangible things, personal behavior skills, and organizational culture that differentiate the really great organizations from the really good ones. In today's world, the tangible things are easily and readily duplicated. The intangibles, on the other hand, how your people feel, how they think and behave, Those intangibles are not easily seen, nor can they be duplicated since every person is unique. The intangibles have a huge impact on organizational performance and ultimate success. Leadership character, values, and behavior are more important now than ever before given the complexity of our problems, the pace of change, and the instantaneous access to information. The way we think and behave is unique to each of us. It's also very personal. But it's not a secret. Everyone knows us from our behavior, and our behavior is the tangible result of our thinking. Influential leaders are leaders that are ready and willing to be in continuous change mode, continuously flexing and adapting their leadership capacity for the good of their people and their organization, to sustain and grow themselves, their people, and their organization. And now, move on to content item 14 of the credentialing program.